Andrei Tinir Tatarinovic has left Heroic. The organization, known for its trolling, published a strange post featuring the player. People in the comments were shocked by the idea that he might have been kicked. This is the Steam Inventory Helper team, and let's figure out what actually happened. But before we begin, just a quick reminder. You can upgrade your Steam profile for free. How to do it? Download the extension from the official Chrome store, go to your profile and customize it however you like, without limitations. Choose from pre-made themes or customize each element separately. You can even send a configuration link to a friend. Once they click on it, their profile will look just as cool as yours. Heroic later clarified what actually broke their hearts. And it wasn't Andrei possibly leaving, but rather his unusual preferences. Nothing's wrong with him, he just installed Valorant during player break. We are ready to cook. The now Swedish team presented its finalized roster for the upcoming season. It includes 2 Belarusians, Grix, Tinir, and 3 Swedes, Nilo, Ellens, and Youngstar. Of course, Heroic are known betas, but underestimating their new roster in upcoming matches would be a mistake. You'll be able to see them in action at the upcoming Fischer tournament, starting July 15th. On July 1st, 2014, CSGO released Operation Breakout along with the Cobblestone Collection. This was the beginning of the AWP Dragon Lore and Butterfly Knife legacy. Today marks the 11-year anniversary of that legendary update. The update introduced 6 community-made maps: Insertion, Mist, Overgrown, Rush, Black Gold, and Castle, and the Breakout case, where the Butterfly Knife appeared for the first time. It also included 3 collections: Baggage, Overpass, and of course, Cobblestone, with that iconic Dragon Lore. Back in 2014, the price of the most beautiful AWP skin was $400. Since then, it has skyrocketed to nearly $14,000. Pass holders received a personal journal with stats and access to missions where you could earn skins. And most importantly, it introduced one of the greatest competitive map pools in CSGO history: Dust 2, Nuke, Mirage, Inferno, Overpass, Cobblestone, and Cache. Without exaggeration, that was the true golden age. Hades has left Monte. The player joined the team in July 2024 and spent 10 months as part of the active roster. The organization said a warm goodbye. "Thank you for everything, Oleg. We wish you all the best in your next chapter." This spring, he was called up to G2 as an emergency stand-in for Ilya Monosy Osipov and got to play in 3 major events: PGL Astana, IEM Dallas, and the Austin Major. In a tense decider match for a spot in the Legends stage, the Polish AWPer and his team lost 0-2 to the Mongols. During that time, Hades delivered a mediocre performance, namely frequent missed shots due to nerves, mistakes in simple situations. Still, there were moments when the player came alive and won key rounds. Across the 3 tournaments, the Pole averaged a 1.01 rating. Now the question arises, did the news that Sunpayas had already been signed to take his spot affect his nervous, unstable gameplay? An HLTV editor raised suspicions about changes in Aurora's lineup. It can't be a coincidence that xFloud, who was one of Heroic's key players this season and delivered strong results, gets benched for no apparent reason. There's no insider info confirming this yet, but it seems too suspicious to be unrelated to Aurora. But how is this linked to the Turkish squad? Perhaps after their disappointing major run, internal issues began, and they are now considering bringing back a former teammate. Let's recall, the player previously played for Eternal Fire, which later became Aurora. The team dropped him due to poor results, and for a time he played in Tier 2 lineups, such as Sangal. But thanks to consistent performances, he was given a shot at Tier 1, with Heroic. At the Austin event, Yasin performed well, posting a 1.11 rating across 2 stages. And even after that, the Turk became the center of drama, being benched by his own team. Now, the question remains, why drop a reliable rifler? The actions of both teams seem strange so far. New details have surfaced about the controversial swap of Flamus for Perfecto. Striker shared some insight into Timur's future. I spoke to him a bit personally, and it seems like he's going to be fine. He has some options lined up, and despite the long contract, I think Virtus.pro will aim to keep things civil and avoid a massive buyout. Meanwhile, HLTV's editor-in-chief, known as Professor, said, "I love Flamus, but I think he's overrated in some ways. That said, Perfecto is even more overrated in my eyes right now." And to top it off, VP's CEO gave an interview to the channel Vexel, where he commented on the recent roster move and some behind-the-scenes details. Obviously, Timur proved himself on the Tier 1 scene, and naturally the teams showing interest are from the upper echelons of the world rankings. We're determined to find him a new team this transfer window. Nikolai Petrosyan has made questionable moves and transfers before, for example signing Mir after an 8-month break from competition, and now a similar story is unfolding with Ilya Perfecto. That infamous post where Perfecto said he was ready to make any sacrifice to join a team didn't go unnoticed. The VP CEO explained the rapid signing. When we say Virtus.pro is a professional esports organization setting new industry standards, we're not exaggerating. For us, anything is possible. It's entirely realistic for our legal team to prepare a professional contract in just one day, taking all the nuances into account. Obviously, if the player is motivated and willing, he can read and sign it quickly, and our media team will find creative ways to announce the move without lengthy shoots. So, there's nothing surprising here. Special mention goes to Ilya for his constructive approach in negotiating contract terms. He presented himself as a true professional and a player eager to return to Tier 1 competition. He helped us reach an agreement swiftly and without unnecessary delays. Now, there are two options. Either Petrosyan's organization is genuinely miles ahead of everyone else and progressing rapidly, or the post from Perfecto about looking for a team was published after the contract had already been signed, just as the channel Esports Base claimed, for which they were harshly and obscenely criticized by the Zalutsky family.